Today we are starting our topic, healthy sexuality. Okay? That's what we're talking about today. And we've been in our sermon series, Elephants in the Room. This is definitely a big elephant in the room that we love, but we don't love to talk about. Okay? So there's this idea, right? But before this idea of healthy sexuality, let me tell you a quick story. Alright, so I'm in a McDonald's in northern Michigan. I'm from Ohio. I just got done playing hockey. At this point in my life, I was a wee little man, chunky guy, and I'm trying to play hockey. Well, after all my hockey tournament, of course we lost because I'm chunky and I can't move anywhere. So, we get to the McDonald's, and this is like the highlight of the trip for me, all right, as a child in my chubby obesity, all right? So I get into this McDonald's, and I'm like, I am ready to eat. I've burnt so many calories a day, Lord. Give me the McDonald's. And my brother, you know what he does? He sits right next to me. He steals my hash brown, all right? I said, give me my hash brown. That's my hash brown. That is my hash brown. He's like, I'm not giving it to you. I'm like, oh yeah? Well, watch this. Boom! Throw it at him. I throw my hash brown. That, of course, I had two. All right, back. All right. Then I throw my McMuffin. So I lose my McMuffin and I lose my other hash brown. This is horrible for my obesity. But if you listen to this story, it's so great because I just showed my brother. You know when you just show somebody something? It's like, man, that felt good. That was self-gratification to a T. All right, I felt so good and powerful in that moment, and my chubby little self felt amazing. All right, because I had just completed what you would call self-gratification. And this same idea happens in sexuality. We long and we yearn for self-gratification. See, the truth is, completeness produces healthy sexuality, but incompleteness defers healthy sexuality. When we are not complete, when we are incomplete, we long after something that we don't have. We long after a taste of the way God made it. Whether that's through watching pornography, whether that's through masturbation, yeah, I'm just gonna say it. Whether that is through intercourse with someone that you're not married with, or whether that is through intercourse with the same sex. Now, it's hard to understand this if you may say, I'm not a Christian, I don't identify as a Christian. But for those of you who are Christians in this room, this is a big deal. Because of our incompleteness, we sell ourselves away for a mere taste of the complete way that God made it to be. See, in 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verses 18 through 19, it says this: flee from sexual immorality. All other sins a person commits are outside the body. But whoever sins sexually sins against their own body. Do you not know that your bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit? The Holy Spirit is in you, whom you have received from God. You are not your own. You were bought at a price. Therefore, honor God with your bodies. My question for you today is, what are you feeding your body? What are you feeding your body? Are you drinking from a source of impurity? Are you drinking those small tastes of what sexuality was made to be, but you're perverting it? You're just barely getting to the line. You're at the line. Oh, you crossed the line a little bit. Let me tell you right now, there is no line. You're either walking towards God or you're walking straight away from Him. There's no line involved. So my question for you today is, what are you going to feed yourself? Are you going to feed yourself from the well of sanctification, running closer and closer to God, having proximity with Him? Or are you running the complete opposite way? What are you going to feed yourself with? Impurity or sexual purity? My next question is this: we all have to clean our body, right? Nobody likes anybody who's smelly, sweaty. I'd probably be sweaty after this sermon. Y'all aren't going to want to be around me, right? Okay, this is a real thing. If you do not clean your body, then are you really taking care of what God's given you? If you are not inwardly cleaning your body with sexual impurity, then are you really taking care of what God has given you? Are you willing to feed your body with purity? And are you willing to answer the call and clean some stuff that needs to be cleaned within you? Clean out the self-gratification. See, some of these people in this room, we struggle with this. But we don't want to admit to it because we're studying ministry, right? We're supposed to have all this figured out, right? Well, that's just not the case. So if you're struggling with this, I want you to seriously ask yourself, what are you feeding your body? And how are you going to clean it? How are you going to clean it? And my friend Zach today is going to come up and talk about the biblical standpoint of just what sex is and what sex is supposed to be. Thank you.
Come on.